Welcome to Westcountry Wanderings and a very big welcome to my January vlog, the first monthly vlog of 2022. Now, I have recently had a great number of new subscribers, more of which in a bit. So if you're new around here, you're most welcome to my channel, Westcountry Wanderings. Now, if you're not familiar, and a lot of you won't be familiar with my monthly vlog format, what I do is I arrive at a certain location, which is usually a village. I show you around the village, I tell you a little bit about the history of the village and share with you some of the people from the village and what they did. I then give you an update about my channel, what happened the previous month and what's going to be happening on the month coming up on the channel. So why not join me here on the monthly vlog for January here on Westcountry Wanderings. So where are we today on this monthly vlog? Well, last vlog I did was at Minty, which was in the county of Wiltshire. I'd only visited Wiltshire just once before when I did the video at the aqueduct. Dunsford, not Dunsford, I can't remember the name of it. Well, I did the aqueduct video anyway down at on the Kennerton-Avon Canal. Today we've come to a county I've not visited before. Well, certainly not on Westcountry Wanderings, at least. I've been here a few times before, but not on my channel. So this is the first time. So I'd like to give a very big and warm welcome to the county of Dorset. Yes, I'm in Dorset today. I'll tell you where precisely I'm in Dorset in a bit. But before I do that, what I'm going to do is tell you a little bit more about the county that we're in today. So I'll stick up a map of Dorset just to show you where we are. Now, Dorset is a county which lies to the east of the county of Devon. Devon I've done many times on my channel, so to the right of that if you're looking at a map of the United Kingdom. It also, the southern half of it sits on the English Channel. And to the east of this county we have the county of Hampshire. And to the north of it, we've also got the counties of Somerset to the kind of a northwest direction and Wiltshire to the kind of northeast. In terms of the main population centres, the county town is Dorchester, which is just a few miles south, about 10 to 15 miles south. I'll put in the exact figure below of where I am at the moment, and again I'll tell you where that is shortly. And also to let you know that the main population centre of Dorset isn't in this part of the county. I'm actually in West Dorset at the moment, but there is a conurbation called South East Dorset, and you'll be familiar with that more with the place called Bournemouth, and also the town which lies to the west of it, Poole, and the town that lies to the east of it, Christchurch. So that's where we are in the context. So outside of that Mound South Eastern conurbation in Dorset, the majority of Dorset is a rural and still agricultural county. Indeed, of course, it's famous for the writer Thomas Hardy, who wrote and based many books like The Mayor of Casterbridge and Jude the Obscure in this county here. So where are we today then? We're actually in the village of Yetminster. Yes, it's a village not very well known. I actually hadn't heard of it, and I'll tell you how I selected this location. I'm trying to reduce the amount that I use my car. For one thing, in the winter months, driving is not at all pleasure. You can probably hear the railway behind me, so it gives you a clue as to how I arrived here and the shots I did at the start. And I had a look to see from where I live, could I get a direct train to make it easier so I don't have to change trains. And I found this place. I could have gone on to more well-known places like, excuse the noise of the train in the background, like Dorchester and Weymouth, of course, but I thought when I'm doing the vlogs I need to talk to you guys and gals watching my channel quite a kind of an intimate way, and I don't like to be distracted in an urban environment. I've mentioned this before, that's quite a difficult thing to do. So that's why I wanted to somewhere rural within Dorset, because I thought I need to come to Dorset. I've not visited the county before. I'm not on my channel anyway. So I thought I would do that, and I could do that on the train. And there is a station here, and I believe it opened in 1875. I'll put in the stats below. I can't remember the exact year. But it's on the Somerset, Wilts and Dorset Railway. Not the Somerset Dorset Railway, which obviously closed with the beaching cuts, but this is a kind of more direct route which goes from Bristol to Weymouth. And I caught it up in Gloucestershire, and it went all the way through. So it's just over 2 hours. It's a fairly longish journey, but very pleasant. I was on a warm train. I had my thermos of coffee. I was all masked up. So yeah, it was great. And I've come here, no driving hassle, so I'm all nice and relaxed, and the sun's come out. Who would have thought? Because it's January. Just wouldn't have thought that the sun would have come out in January. But yeah, we're here at Yetminster, and I'll just tell you now what Yetminster is famous for. So where is Yetminster in the county of Dorset? Well, it's some 4 miles southwest of the market town of Sherborne. Now Sherborne is certainly somewhere we'll be visiting on Westcountry Wanderings in a future episode. I've been to Sherborne before, not today on my channel as yet. Beautiful town, so we will cover that at some point. Indeed, we'll also cover the county town of Dorset, namely Dorchester. So we're a little bit southwest of that, and the nearest biggest town here is actually not in Dorset, but it's actually in Somerset, just over the border, and that is the town of Yeovil. In fact, you might hear some planes going over my head. Although the village here is quiet, there are some military aircraft that go over, because RNAS Yeovilton, which is just outside the town of Yeovil, is just a few miles away as well. A few more things to tell you about Yetminster, as it lies on the delightful River Wriggle. That's quite difficult to say, but Wriggle as in like that. In fact, I think I saw a cottage. I've taken a photograph of it. I think it was called either Wriggle House or Wriggle Cottage. I'll insert that now, but delightful. And that flows right through the centre of the village. I haven't actually seen it yet. See if I can find that and get some shots of that for you. The other thing to say about the village is that it's very, very Cotswold-like. Or most of the buildings are made from a local limestone, which has a very similar appearance to the Cotswold stone. Although we're definitely not in the Cotswolds, it has that appearance which makes it look like you are in that part of Gloucestershire, Worcestershire, Warwickshire, etc. So it gives it a really yellow-coloured stone look, and it gives you a warmth to the buildings, which makes it a very, very pleasing place. As I say, it's not very well known. It's quiet, so you don't tend to get tourists here. Now I've come on the train, and I think it's a train every couple of hours between Bristol and Weymouth, so reasonable service. One thing to note though, if you're alighting at Yetminster, you will need to tell the train manager that you wish to alight there, because it's a request stop. So I told him I needed to get off here, and indeed when I go back, I probably won't be able to film it because I'll be more concentrating, make sure I get on the train, is you have to signal the train to get it to stop at the station here. In 1086, in the Domesday Book, Yetminster was recorded as Etminster. That's E-T-I-M-I-N-S-T-R-A. I'll stick that along the bottom. And in the book, it was recorded as having just 76 households. Today, well, the last census, I don't think the 2021 census has yet been published. So the 2011 one, I think the population was around 1,100. So it has indeed doubled in population since the end of the First World War, but it still remains a quiet village. And of course, a lot of that population isn't in the centre of the village itself, but it's in scattered farmsteads in the parishes hereabouts. In 1300, the Bishop of Salisbury founded a weekly market here. Salisbury obviously is in Wiltshire, so that's probably 20 miles to the east of here also. But that tradition continues today. They don't have a weekly market anymore, but they have an annual market, a big summer fair in July every year. Now the church here is some 400 years old. In fact, it has the origins of a Saxon church. There's supposed to be a little tower or spire in the grounds. I haven't yet found. If I do, I'll drop that in now. But to let you know, every 3 hours it's supposed to chime the national anthem. I'm not sure if it does. If I can get an audio clip of that while I'm here, I will do. Unfortunately, I have quite limited time. I had planned to come here earlier today than what I did. I took one look out the door when I got up this morning. I had breakfast and it was a sheet of white ice everywhere, and I thought, I don't fancy driving to the station with in conditions like that, so I waited for it to warm up and melt up a little bit before I drove to the station. So I caught a later train, so it's every 2 hours, so it was 2 hours later, so I do have a bit less time here than I had originally planned. But hopefully you'll get a feel for what this village is like here in Dorset. Now, when I come to locations on my monthly vlogs, I do like to give you some information about some of the local people. And there's a bit of a cracker in this village. There's a local farmer called Benjamin Jesty. Now, I hadn't actually heard of him before, but although I should have done. Back last summer, I made a video on my channel about one Edward Jenner, who was from Gloucestershire. And if you've seen that, you'll know, and you probably know anyway, is that he came up with the vaccine for smallpox. And obviously, other vaccines have followed that, including from COVID-19. However, what isn't so well known is that one Benjamin Jesty, who was a farmer here from Yetminster, sorry, there's a tractor going past, farmer here from Yetminster, he started doing trials for that some 20 years before Edward Jenner did, and he tried to make or give natural immunity to people that had smallpox by doing tests. Now, he didn't actually document any of these tests, so we don't really know the details of how this came about or who he tested on. But yeah, one Benjamin Jesty, local farmer and amateur scientist who did much work to do with vaccines. Now, I don't know if Edward Jenner got to hear about Benjamin Jesty and then based his work on that. It's possible, but a very notable person from this village. It's good to see that the village here has a shop, local village shop still going. It's our shop on the corner there, because lots of villages such as these, they've lost their local shops, but yeah, great, this one's still got it up and running. Great. The other most notable people from Yetminster is the folk group the Yetis, and they met at the Scout Hut here in the 1950s and went on to big success in the 1960s, 1970s. They now retired from the folk music scene, but their legacy lives on with other folk groups. Now, before I mention what's been happening on my channel, I'd like to give a few thank you mentions. Before I do go into the list of the thank yous, as a great big thank you to everybody for really contributing to my channel in terms of the comments. So many people to name. I'm going to mention a few in particular, so I do apologise if you've not been mentioned, but I really, really do thank you, because obviously my subscribers have increased enormously over the past few weeks, and I thank you all for that, and I'll explain the reasons for that, what I think the reasons for that are. I'll talk more about that in a bit, but here we go. This is the list for January. First of all, Debs from Debs Most Excellent Adventure. Thank you very much, Deb, for continuing to support my channel from pretty much the outset. Debs lives in Devon, South Devon, and that's where I started my channel back in February of last year. So next month I'll be doing a sort of a first anniversary celebration here on the channel, so look out for that one. But thank you for your continued support, Debs. Also got Roy from Roy Edwards, and just to let you know, I'll put all the links for all of these channels in the description below, so you don't need to try and remember them, but I highly recommend you check all their channels out, because if you like my kind of stuff, you'll probably like their kind of stuff too, so I'm sure they appreciate a subscribe as well. But yeah, so thank you very much, Roy. Appreciate your support, and again, Roy supported me from the outset as well. Roy lives up in not that far from me, up in Worcestershire, and he makes daily videos. I can't quite get to the daily video stage. I don't think I can work to that. I probably do about 2 or 3 a week at the moment, as you probably know. But yeah, incredible amount of work that Roy does. He does videos where he goes out cycling, walking, and he takes out his camper van as well. He also goes down into Devon fairly frequently as well. So check out Roy's channel. Also, Carol and Derek. Thank you, Carol and Derek. They live in Worcester area. Again, not that far from me, and they do kind of similar stuff to me. They've done lots of videos from the Cotswolds. They've also featured stuff a bit further away, and I think in Spain, also in the London area as well, so worth checking that out. Some brilliant photography on their channel, so thank you very much, Carol and Derek. Also, Ted and Carol Collins. Ted and Carol Collins used to live in Gloucestershire. They've now moved up, I think it's Leicestershire area. Always commenting on my videos. Again, appreciate support and comments and extra bits of information, which is always really, really good. I'm sure other people will appreciate reading the comments and get those extra bit of nuggets, so that's really, really appreciated. Do love that. Lionel and Mary Travels. Also, I think they come through Parkinson's Walks. I'll mention Parkinson's Walks again in a minute, so thank you both very much for contributing to my channel in the comments. Who else do we have? We also have Jay from What's That Guy Doing? Jay lives in Plymouth in Massachusetts, always comments on my videos regularly. He does walking trails in America, so that's a whole different slice of the action. If you want to check out his channel, really, really good content, really different to what well, it's similar to what I do, but in a completely different environment, but really interesting. So thank you, Jay, for really supporting. I really do appreciate it. Also, Stephen and Yhana. Stephen and Yhana's History and Adventures. They have a cracking channel. If you like history at all, they live in the east of England, Essex area. They do a lot of content around there where they're looking for items on the ground, looking at different interesting places like castles, churches, so similar kind of history stuff that I do. Brilliant content, anything to do with history. If you love history, you'll love their channel, so check them out. So thank you, Stephen and Yhana. And just everyone, there's so many people to mention. Lots of other people have commented on my channel, but I do appreciate all your comments very, very much, and I'll put all the links and descriptions in below. In case you're wondering why you're seeing trees behind me, there is actually a Woodland Trust wood just up that way. I didn't bring my boots with me today, so I haven't really, I don't have the time to cover it today, but if you come to Yetminster and you've had a look around the village and maybe had a drink in the pub, checked out the shops and looked at all the architecture in the church, there is a wood to explore as well. A bit too muddy maybe at the moment, but worth recommended. beautiful, and it's literally just on the edge. There's a mill in front of me as well, and that is the river, I'm going to get this wrong again, River Rickles, so worth having a look at that. But I'm not sure the name of the wood. I'll go up to the entrance. I should be able to get up to there, and I'll drop a photo of the entrance in there. Now, first of all, before I go into the detail of what's coming up on my channel, just wanted to recap what's happened over the past month. Wow, amazing month, absolutely incredible. So I'll just go into the detail. Now, what you'll probably be aware of is the last, well, you probably won't if you're new to channels, so the last video was at Minty in Wiltshire. As I say, I like to do a different, give counters if I can, to kind of keep it fresh here on the West Country Wanderers. I went to Minty, so I've not seen that. Check it out. It's kind of a December, Christmassy type thing. So today we're in Dorset, we're in Yetminster in Dorset, and there's been quite a few videos. Now, there's been a lot of canal interest, surprise, surprise, because of something that's happened locally to where I lived over the Christmas period, which I'll mention more in a bit. And that's one of the main reasons there's been a big interest because of that new bridge that's been put in there. And there's been a lot of engineering work that took place over the Christmas and New Year period to get over that. Happened all over 6 days. Amazing amount of project all came together. Really brilliant work. Absolutely fabulous. If you haven't checked any of those updates out, there's 4 in total. Just to let you know, there will be another one dropping at the end of January, but it all ran really smoothly, and it will enable those narrowboats to get under the railway and edge forward to make up the connection with the canal network. But yeah, apart from canals, there's been lots of other things happening as well. So I've had to make notes because there's been so much that's happened over the past few weeks. I certainly can't remember it all. Now, normally December and January is quite a difficult period if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, not if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, for making content, particularly like me. You do outdoor content because the weather's usually rubbish, but I've been blessed here coming today to Dorset. The sun's come out, it's great. It's a really chilly start this morning, but I think it's about 4 degrees now and the sun's out, so fabulous. So yeah, it's really good. The last time I did the monthly vlog, I then did one at Tinsfield, which is a National Trust property just to the south of Bristol. That happened. If you've not had a look at that, that's a really interesting place. I didn't go around the house on that occasion, but it gives you a flavour of what the park and the gardens is certainly like there. A few days after that, I went up to Pershore, just a few miles from where I live, from Gloucestershire into the next county, Worcestershire. If you're not familiar with this part of the world, so you've got Gloucestershire, Worcestershire, Herefordshire, all close together. I went to Pershore. I did a walk through the town, looked at the abbey there, and the main reason for going there was to get some Christmas shots of the Christmas lights. I did some nighttime photography, so that happened on the channel. That seemed to be really popular coming into to Christmas time. And then I did something really strange. I did a kind of a music video. Yeah, I know it looks a bit like a 1980s music video, but it was really to explain the meaning behind one of my favourite songs, which was Salisbury Hill by Peter Gabriel. I actually walked up Salisbury Hill and then told you about the lyrics, the meaning behind the lyrics, and then did a bit of a music. I played the whole track because I thought it was important to hear the whole track, and did a kind of a video montage together to give you a feeling of, you know, what the song was about. So that proved to be really popular as well. It's not something I've ever done before. I may not do anything like it again, but I enjoyed the making of it because I have such an affinity with that particular song. I then headed down to Cornwall. I did a piece at Church Cove on the Lizard. That's the first time I did a video from the Lizard part of Cornwall. It certainly won't be the last. That seemed to go down well in terms of the photography. I was lucky with getting those breaks of sunbeams coming through the sky there. So again, I seem to be fortunate with the light of this month. Normally it's very grey and miserable, but when I seem to be out and about, I seem to be catching the sunlight at the moment, which seems to work well. I then had a short trip from home. I went to Greyfriars Abbey, which is in Gloucester, and we had a look at the abbey there, and also the St Mary de Crypt Church, which had been recently restored, just opened a couple of years ago. They had some national lottery, so they could actually get the heritage money to do a restoration job on the church, and I managed to get a backstage pass view behind there, because obviously it was the very first Sunday school in the entire country to open with Robert Raikes. You've got Robert Raikes' house the opposite side of the road, and I managed to get a tour to have a look at that, what was a Sunday school there. Then had another trip to Cornwall to see family. We went down to Lelant, which is about 3 miles from St Ives. We had a look at that, and which has also had a bit of a railway interest as well. And finally then went up to Brimsfield back in the Cotswolds to have a look at the remains of a castle. So yeah, indeed a busy month. So yeah, if that wasn't all busy enough, we also had canals. As I said, that work was happening close to me, so I didn't quite take my sleeping bag down there, but it felt like it because I was down there Christmas Day and Boxing Day, and we had that obviously bridge that was replaced, and I think one of them has now had, I think it was update 3, maybe 4, it's had something like, kept coming up for 3,800, 3,900 views from my channel. That's just off the scale. I just can't believe it, and I've obviously picked up subscribers from that. Just to let you know, if you're new to the channel, I do canal content. I've been doing canal content since pretty much, I think, the 2nd or 3rd week on my channel when I went to the Grand Western Canal in Devon, near Tiverton. I've been there a couple of times, so I do canal content. I don't just do canal content. Obviously I do railways, I do walking, I do nature, I do photography, so I do lots of different things, but canals do make up a complement of that. So if you are here for the canals, there will be some more canal content, and you may not be interested in some of the other videos I do. That's absolutely fine. Best thing to do is if you hit subscribe and the bell, then YouTube will tell you what my next video is. It'll tell you if it's a canal video or if it's not a canal video. That's fine. If you only just want to dip in canals, not a problem at all. But I say there will be other content other than canals on my channel, but I do really appreciate if you have joined me for canals, and there will definitely be a lot more content. Particularly there's going to be an update number 5 on the Stroud water. We're going to go back to have a look at the ocean to see what's happening with that, with the water going back into that, and to see that towpath opening. It should be planned to reopen by the end of March. So you're probably thinking, well, it's been a busy month on the channel, December and January. Is it going to be quiet end of January going into February? Nope. We got a lot more stuff coming up. I'm just going to go through some of it. The 2 most important things, I think are going to be the most exciting things coming up on the channel. The first one is I'm going to have a look at a very little known railway in Gloucestershire. I'm uncovering that through maps. If you go on to the Library of Scotland website, you can check out old OS maps, really good resource. I've been looking at those and I've found a railway. In fact, it came about because, although I mentioned this in the video as well, I have started recording it. I don't mind sharing with this to you now, so you get a bit of advanced information about it. A book was lent to me which has got some old photographs in it, and I saw a photograph of a steam train, but it was in a village that doesn't have a railway. I thought either somebody's made a mistake with the caption, or there's a railway here I've never heard of. If you go onto Wikipedia, if you go into railway atlases, there is no mention of this railway at all. However, digging through the OS maps online, this railway very much existed, and yesterday I can report I have found some exciting evidence of it. So that video will probably be landing in a couple of weeks' time. So I think you're going to be really interested in that one, because it's got some original content I've not been able to find. There's no book on this railway line, and I say it doesn't appear on any railway atlas, so stick around for that one. The second one I think you're going to be interested in, particularly if you like canals, or if you like chocolate, or if you like canals and chocolate, and who doesn't? I'm going to do a history of the company Cadbury's, who are based at Bourneville, just to the south of Birmingham, and their connection to canals, specifically the Worcester and Birmingham Canal and the Gloucester Sharpness Canal. They had some other sites dotted along those canals. We're going to look at how Cadbury's used those canals to transport their goods and see what remains of those. So I think if you like canals or chocolate, as I say, or both, I think you might find that one interesting. There's also going to be a Cotswold walk-in, probably a couple. I'm also going back to Cornwall, so there's going to be some content from Cornwall coming up as well. So yeah, lots of things happening on the channel, so hit that bell and subscribe if this is the first time you've seen this vlog here. So lots of things coming up soon. Looking around the floor of this woodland here, you can just start to see some primroses coming through, and some I'm not sure what some of the other plants are, but there's certainly a sign of spring here. So we're in January, but this is great. And just seeing that's just reminded me of another thing. I will be doing another visit to the woodland, and that'll be landing in February. So that'll be either, you can call it either a late winter or an early spring visit to my woodland, which is in Gloucestershire. So that'll be happening. So yeah, lots of things happening. Hope you enjoyed the little vlog today and my first visit to Dorset. And again, like I said with Herefordshire the other day, it won't be my last. I will be back here probably to somewhere like Sherborne. And it's great to know that I can just come here on the train. Fabulous service by GWR. So thanks GWR. If anybody from GWR is watching this. But yeah, so wonderful. But as I say, if you do come, just let the guard know. And yeah, brilliant. So that's it. That just about wraps up the vlog for January. Hope to see you all again soon, and look after yourselves, take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you on another one of my videos very, very soon. And if you'd like to drop a comment, I would really, really appreciate it. Take care now. Cheers. All the best. Bye-bye.